Now then, people, it's Joe, it's All Leeds TV, and we're back, man. You know, Championship football is just around the corner, only 2 more days to wait. Saturday soon come, and we'll be playing Bristol City at home. It's going to be good to be back at Ellen Road. You know, we're in a period now where you're going to have 3 games in every 9 days, I think it is. Saturday, Tuesday. Yeah, it's going to be tough on the guys, especially after the news we've just had from Bielsa's press conference earlier on in the day. But listen, this is the time that I love football, you know, leading up to January. It'll give us a good barometer of where we're going to end come the end of the season. Yeah, it's nervous times at the minute, but we'll go into that a little bit further later on. What I do want to do is just shout out the boys at the Terrace store, sorting me out with this t-shirt. The North is ours, marching on together, and as you can see, some new additions. Lovely little speed cup there, and the legend Tony Yeboah as well. You can get them, guys, as I say, www.theterracestore.com. Find them on Twitter at The Terrace Life, or get them on Instagram. This is The Terrace, and on there you'll be able to see all things, man. They've got loads of collections, yeah, not just for Leeds fans. They do quite a wide array, but there is some awesome stuff on there. So thanks very much for them guys for sending that over. Hopefully, who knows, man, we might be able to like do a little thing with them where if you use a code like All Leeds TV code or something, you might be able to get a discounted price if we can get some orders in for them. But honestly, guys, you know, like they said, we're sick of getting links set, you know, boxes, socks, all that shit. Get on to your partners, get on to your mums, get them on there and get yourself one of these cups or one of these t-shirts, as I say, because there's some quality stuff for a Leeds fan. So yeah, that's that. Thank you again, guys, for sending me that care package. It was quality. And if anyone else wants to send me any gear, send it, man. I'm here. Me or any of the guys at All Leeds TV. So yeah, thank you very much. And like they said, they have said to us, good luck for the rest of the season. So top notch. Thank you very much, guys. And like I say, make sure you check them out. So obviously, press conference. What can we say? What an absolute shit show. Just before the press conference, I was getting a tattoo, as you might have noticed. Got the old little green Jedi man, Yoda, on my arm, as you do. But as I was getting my tattoo, it came up, you know, press conference coming soon. I tweeted out, pray for Pontus, pray for Pontus. Unfortunately, that didn't work. He's injured. He did take a bad knock at West Brom. He finished that game. He did roll his ankle. It did look pretty naughty. The fact that he came back from international duty, I genuinely thought there might have been an opportunity. And I think the guys at Leeds thought that as well. I think Bielsa said himself they thought it'd be good for Saturday. Turns out he's not. And we have a bit of a crisis on our hand. That wasn't the only hand we were dealt. As we spoke in the group when it all came out, and Conor said we're a cursed club, man. It happens to us all the time, doesn't it? And that wasn't the only hand we were dealt, as I say. We then find out that BPF is out. He wasn't going to start anyway. Blackman was, but then obviously fate. Blackman gets injured, so good for the guy. Hoping, you know, he gets well soon. BPF back in. Oh no, he hurts his knee. He's not in. We're now left, as I say, with Kamil Maziak or Will Huffer. There's been some mention today about the kid Bond at West Brom, getting him in on an emergency loan. I don't see it happening personally. I think it's going to be a toss-up between Will Huffer and Kamil Maziak, the Polish fella, I believe. I don't know enough about them, and I'm not going to sit here and try to wax lyrical about the pair. I've heard bits about Will Huffer in the past, just on podcasts from you know, Twitter, even in our group chat. So time will tell who he goes with. But I think the fact Bailey's hurt his knee and Jansen's, yes, it's shit. Yes, we have a small squad. Yes, the naysayers might come out now and say, you know, Bielsa, we told you all along. And there is a lot in that about the centre-back situation especially. And we'll get on to that because there's a bit of a crisis at centre-back, obviously, without the talisman, Pontus Jansson out. And I think there's a lot of legs to a lot of the guys' comments that'll say we didn't have a big enough squad. We don't have a big enough squad. 23, 24, 22-man squad or whatever it is, 22-man and 2 youngsters. Is it big enough? And the fact that we have all these injuries now, listing them, you know, you've got Bamford, Daisy Brown came in injured, but he's still missing, yeah? You know, you've got Berardi, Ayling, now Janssen, BPF, you know, all these players that are out. And we're now coming into a period where the games come thick and fast. Yeah, 3 games every 9 days, near enough. Yeah, so if we've got injuries, all these injuries up until this point, what's it going to be like when them games start hitting? You know what I mean? We've come back, we've got Bristol City Saturday, then we play Reading at home, and then we play Sheffield United. These games are coming thick and fast, and maybe it will come back to bite Bielsa. And listen, no one is exempt from criticism. We've said this before. Bielsa is God, in Bielsa we trust, and I'll always stand by that. But you've got to question it now, right? You know, there's... we are thin on the ground, and it's come out and it's come to light that it was the club was saying we need a centre-back, we need a centre-back. Bielsa said no. Even still, in today's press conference, he said no, which surprised me. But I think he's hanging his hat on the fact that, you know, Aileen's going to be back, Berardi's going to be back, these players are going to be back, Janssen will be back. But I don't know, is it enough, guys? Is it enough? And all I've had this feeling in my head all day is it going to be that season where we're going to be nearly men, and it's going to be, oh, if we manage to keep our guys fit all season, it'd have been a different season, or we keep looking ahead, it seems to think, right, January, at least we're going to have Izzy, Bamford, Ayling, Berardi, all these players back, but it's about the here and now. You know, we don't want to get cut adrift. We must win these next 2 home games, must win. The task has just got a whole lot harder. You know, I listen to the Talking Shut podcast and them guys, and also the Square Ball podcast came back as well, so that was good listen. But yeah, the Talking Shut, and they were saying 3, 4, 2, you know, a good scoreline, which normally I would go with. In hindsight, they probably wouldn't say that now, but this is what I mean. These games now are going to be much more difficult looking at what we have. Centre-back then, so Apo Halm, who... by all accounts, does really well in the under-23s when he's fit. He's made of glass. It wouldn't surprise me if he starts that he gets injured. Do you know what I mean? It's the Leeds way. Like Conor said to me, and it always seems to be the case, we seem to be cursed, man. I swear to God, it's mad, really. But what happens then at centre-back, guys? Put in your comments. Obviously, Friday Night Football's coming. Conor's going to, you know, reply to them comments. Do we put Apo Halm in alongside Cooper? Do you know, Dallas is probably going to start right back. Although, to be fair, I did think BPF would have started in goal had Blackman still been here. Because I see Bielsa being loyal. As it turned out today in the press conference, he came out and he said it's important, Bailey needs to know that he was going to get dropped, and Blackman needs to know he was going to start. So maybe, just maybe, Dallas might get dropped. And I don't want to be harsh on a player, but in all honesty, on Saturday, at about 2 o'clock when the lineups come out, I don't want to see him at right back. I just don't want to see it. I want to see Shackleton there. And if you're not going to put Shackleton there, and you're talking about Apo Halm, and you're talking about these 2 keepers, you know, bring in Robbie Gotts, man. Bring in some youth. Just bring them in. Blood them. Give them a chance, because we're having a bit of a crisis at the moment, so we need to call on. Don't play Dallas at right back for me. Obviously, Barry Douglas will start left back. So, do we put Halm in, or do we put KP in? Right? If we play KP, that means Saiz is going to get back in the team. I know a lot was said after the West Brom game. Hindsight's a great thing. Saiz should have come on sooner for me. He never should have started because Forshaw had done enough, and he's been poor of late, yeah? There's been a lot said about his attitude and all this stuff. I'm not going to touch on that. He just wasn't at it, yeah? His form had let him down, right? And Andy Cousins made a good point on the Talking Shut podcast, you know, which his numbers are really small. And I weren't really aware of that, you know. We see him week in, week out, and we see the good stuff he brings, but when you nail down on the numbers, like Andy Cousins stood, and these are professional footballers, you know, people who've played the game, his numbers are really low. I think if you take out the 3 goals he scored at Newport County, which they said in the Cup last season, he's only scored like 3 or 4 since his time, which isn't great for a guy that plays in that position. So all them people that came out and said he should have started, for me, he shouldn't have. In this game, based on the current situation, I play KP at centre-back. Forshaw does KP's role, which allows you then to put Click and Saiz back in the team. Pablo out right, Alioski out left, and then Roof at the tip. I'd like to see Clark in there, but I think, you know, lots come out about Alioski, about the opportunities he's created, and I guess Bielsa he's so like analytical, and will look at all these things and see them things on Alioski, and will 100% keep his place in the side. And to be fair, you know, he probably deserves it. So, especially with Clark not getting in the squad at West Brom. People said he was injured. I'm not too sure. But yeah, if he stays in there, that's fair enough. But for me, the big one is Dallas not at right back. Yeah, don't play Dallas at right back. Andres Wainman is back for them. He could cause a lot of problems for Dallas. He's a good player. You know, he was good at Derby, and he did very well at Bristol City in the early parts of the season, and when he first joined them, sorry. So there's danger there. So I just don't want to see him at right back, and hopefully he'll be changed. The keeping situation's naff, but it is what it is. You have to play the cards that are dealt. It's a toss-up, innit? Who starts in goal? Who knows? But the big one's at centre back. That's the big one for me, because Bailey should have been dropped, I think, based on the last performance and the catalogue of errors that have led up to that big one at West Brom, where we said, you know what, yeah, we're going to take it out. Such a shame, because Blackman would have come in and probably staked a claim. By all accounts, he's done everything that was asked of him, and that must include shifting the ball out with his feet as well. Otherwise, Bielsa wouldn't have been right to put him in. And I agree with Bielsa coming out. You know, when I'm initially reading this, I'm saying, why is he coming out and doing this to Bailey when, in hindsight now, we know that Blackman can't start, so let's not go there. But he's a purist. He doesn't lie. Look earlier on in the season when I think he'd lied to Hernan Crespo all them years ago, and it was still eating him up now. So, you know, he's not that kind of guy. He's going to come out and say what needs to be said. But the big one for me, as I keep going back to, his centre-back. Appleham, I've heard a lot about him. I know Joe Urquhart had tweeted out and said he's very good. He's just very injury-prone, and it would be just Leeds for him to play and then get taken off after like 20 minutes or 57th. Do you know what I mean? Just some point in the game, and it'd be like, oh, same old. You know, what more can we do? We do need covering there in January. I very much said before, look, I don't think it'll happen because Bielsa's a strong man, but now you would say, yeah, we need depth, and we don't have that. Listen, the young boy Hal might come in and have a mint game. KP might go in there, slot in there perfectly, be totally fine. Saiz might just have a barnstorming performance. We might run the show. But you know, as I said, is it going to be one of them, you know, early seasons because of all these injuries, and will we look back and think, oh, if we'd have had X, Y, Z in, you know? But anyway, that's that. It's done. We have to cope with it. Let's see what the lineup is on Saturday. You know, I'm just buzzing to be back at Ellen Road, and hopefully we'll come away with 3 points. We have to. That's a must. If we lose that game, then I start to worry. You know, I do start to worry. We have to pick up 6 points from these next 2 home games. The games come thick and fast. We need to, you know, stake a claim. Let's pick up 6 points from these next 2 home games. Then let's see what Sheffield United brings us. But on to Bristol City. This is another thing. This is so Leeds. Yeah, Bristol City have lost their last 3 games. They've got 6 points from their last 6 games. They've won 2 against Brentford and Hull, but the last 3 they've lost. Now, Leeds being Leeds, I start to worry, because I think, fuck, they've lost their last 3. They're going to come to Ellen Road. They're going to get a result. And based on what's come out today, with all these injuries and just the amount of shit we seem to go through, you know, is it written that they come? Look at West Brom. I mean, look at that. They were on some shite form, yeah. And I said, listen, we're going to do what we did at Derby. I ended up with egg on my face. It seems to me at points this season, whenever I make bold predictions, I end up with egg on my face. So I ain't going to do that this time. It's going to be a tight game. We have to score first. That's a must. If we score first, I go 2-0. If they score first, 1's apiece, maybe 2-1. I'm just really nervous about the game, but at the same time, so excited just to be back at Ellen Road, man. And Conor's coming back as well. Conor's going to be back from Australia soon, so I'm looking forward to going to some games with Conor as well. So that's going to be good. But yeah, let's see what it brings. What I want you to do is obviously make sure you comment in this video what your thoughts are. What do we do about the keeping situation? Do we look at bringing in the kid Bond from West Brom? I think it's too short notice for me, and if Bailey's picked up a knock, he may be alright for Tuesday's game. But is Bailey the answer? I mean, one of the kids might come in, Will Huffer, Maziak might come in and have a barnstormer. If any of you guys go to the under-23s and can tell me a little bit more about them, get them in the comments. Conor will reply to them on Friday. What do you do about the centre-back situation? As I say, do you put KP in there or do you bring in Apple Halm? And right-back for me is a big question because I just don't want Dallas playing at right-back. But that's my own opinion. I just don't want Dallas playing at right-back. You guys all might get that lineup on Saturday and look straight to the centre-back positions. Not me. I'll be looking at right-back. But yeah, listen, we have good form against Bristol City. They've won 1 of the last 12 games. But again, is that another Leeds thing? Do you know what I mean? But listen, they haven't been great of late. But it's the Championship, man. This is what I mean. Look at that triangle between Derby, us and West Brom. Look where Norwich are based on after we battered them 3-0. It's the Championship. It's what you get used to. But listen, it's happened. The goalkeeping situation's crap. The centre-back situation's crap. A lot of things are crap at the minute. But listen, with Leeds, we'll carry on. We'll march on together. Make sure you put in the comments. Make sure you watch Oscar and Conor's videos pre-match. We'll obviously have the post-matches out on Saturday. But make sure you comment. Get loads of interaction in on this video. And let's Conor dissect them, because I know he's waiting to burst, man. He's like a balloon waiting to burst. Listen, I try to stay positive. We had a bit of banter in the group earlier when he was saying that Joe Wainman will be saying it's 5-1. But listen, I'm just a positive guy. He cannot wait to get his teeth into these comments because he's fuming, and rightly so, because he's not happy with the situation now that we have, because we have a small squad, which we as fans and even the management team at the club said we needed a centre-back, and Bielsa said no. But me personally, I'll always say Bielsa we trust. But yeah, make sure you get in the comments in and tell me what you guys think. And also, as I said earlier, make sure you check the guys out at theterracestore.com. Hopefully they'll watch this video, they'll give us some more free stuff, and we can do some sort of competition, get them sent out to you in time for Christmas. Or alternatively, give us a nice little code that you guys can use and watch this video, because I'm telling you now, they're absolute quality. But yeah, thanks as always, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button and all that jazz. And thanks for tuning in again. The North is ours. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Marching on together. Come on.